अस्सलाम वालेकुम ख़वातीन और हज़रात, मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान सैयद अली सर अब्बास रिजवी और आप देख रहे हैं द स्टूडेंट कॉर्नर विद अली सर, जो आता है ब्रिस्बेन ऑस्ट्रेलिया से लाइव 72 न्यूज़ पे, ब्रॉट यू बाय अमेरिकन कॉलेज एंड लीडर्स इंस्टीट्यूट। ख़वातीन और हज़रात, हमारा आज का प्रोग्राम पिछले प्रोग्राम का एक तसलसल में है। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि कुछ प्रोग्राम्स पहले हमारे पास डॉक्टर हैरी आए थे अमेरिकन कॉलेज से, जिन्होंने वेट सेक्टर के ऊपर रोशनी डाली थी। वेट सेक्टर बेसिकली होता क्या है और उसके इक्वेशंस क्या होती हैं और किन किन चीज़ों के अंदर वो फिट हो सकता है और उसके अंदर क्या क्या कोर्सेज होते हैं, इसके ऊपर हमने बात करी। फिर उसके बाद जब हमारा एक प्रोसीजर आया, जब उसके बाद हमारा एक शो आया, तो उसके अंदर हम लोगों ने कुकरी के ऊपर बात की, जिसमें हमारे पास मिस हिमाली थी। आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं वो है डॉक्टर हरविंदर एंड डॉक्टर राकेश, जो कि एक मुनफरद टॉपिक के ऊपर हमसे एक डिस्कशन करेंगे और इसी ही डिस्कशन को हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। सबसे पहले तो सर, थैंक यू सो वेरी मच, खुश आमदीद इस शो के अंदर। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने टाइम निकाला।
Thank you so much for the invite. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raza, for having us and giving us an opportunity to share the vision of Leaders Institute. Thank you for
It's more than my pleasure. It's more than my pleasure. मैं ख़वातीन और हज़रात को थोड़ा सा बताता चलूँ कि जब हम इंस्टीट्यूट की बात करते हैं, जब हम ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आके स्टडी करने की बात करते हैं, तो हमारे जहन में या तो डॉक्टरेट की डिग्री आती है, या फिर हमारे पास डॉक्टर्स आते हैं, या फिर हमारे पास इंजीनियर्स आते हैं और अदर टेक्नीशियंस आते हैं। लेकिन एक बहुत बड़ा वाइडर पर्सपेक्टिव हमारा डोमेन मिस कर जाता है, जो कि आता है वेट सेक्टर के अंदर, और एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है इसका ऑस्ट्रेलियन इकोनॉमी के अंदर और ऑस्ट्रेलियन एजुकेशन के अंदर। तो क्वेश्चन को मैं आगे बढ़ाऊंगा। मिस्टर राकेश, क्या आइडियोलॉजी थी इस इंस्टीट्यूट को इनिशिएट करने की? व्हाट वाज द मेन रीजन बिहाइंड दिस?
Thank you so much for that question, Ali. So, Leaders Institute was based on the vision of our founder, Dr. Bernard Malik. He's a passionate advocate for education throughout his life. Now, Dr. Malik's vision was to create a high-quality niche higher education provider in agribusiness. Now, this was considered to be the industry that was going to be emerging as the alternate pillar for sustained growth post the mining boom. And he wanted to make this his legacy. Over the years, he learned, cultivated relationships, and this helped him understand what it meant to operate a higher education provider. Now, he created such a pathway, and if anything else, our motto is to be impactful. He is a living example of what it is to be impactful, right? Now, Leaders Institute has also embodied the statement of leading by example. And we started this with our governing board and our academic board, and all our subcommittees from that have distinguished members who push to ensure that Leaders Institute can continue to be impactful in all that we do. Pastor Chris Atium is our chair of the governing board, and he is a senior pastor at Gateway Church and is a member of numerous other boards as well. Emeritus Professor Jenny Stewart is the chair of our academic board, and she brings in her flair of the academic side of things. Day-to-day operations are overseen by our president, Professor Grant Pittman, who has had several high academic positions, as well as he's a senior police officer in the Queensland Police. Now, an example of when we say distinguished people, people say, oh, give me a light example, right? We have academic board members called Professor Nicolo Shadbo, who's from New Zealand. Now, she was made as the inaugural commissioner in December 2019 for the New Zealand Climate Change Commission. At Leaders Institute, we lead by example. All that we do is what we want our students to do. And this is our ideology.
That makes sense. Very ambitious, unfortunately. And I'm really surprised to see the introduction, honestly speaking. Talking about the content of this institute, what are the main contents that you guys cover? I mean, जैसे अगर हम example लें Griffith University या अलग-अलग universities की, they have several of the courses. They have engineering, they have science, they have medical, everything. What are the courses that the Leaders Institute provides us with?
Great question. And like you said, every university offers you this range of courses. You could go to their website, spend the next 5 days, and you're still looking at courses, right? And have no idea what you're doing. Now, Leaders Institute, we offer 4 unique courses. We have a niche course called Bachelor of Agribusiness. We offer the Bachelor of Accounting. We have a Diploma of Business and a Diploma of Commerce. Now, all these four courses are available to both domestic as well as international students. And we are located at 76 Park Road in Wollongab. Right? And people go, oh, why is that important? Well, Leaders Institute's entire campus was built with students' needs in mind. We have a campus that allows you with natural ample light, making it an environment for you wanting to study. We have custom built designs to allow students to experience the nature of what we do. And more importantly, Leaders Institute makes this a second home away from home, which is very, very important. And once students here, they feel like they're a part of a larger family, allowing them to actually then excel in their academic fields of their chosen courses with us.
That's a very well elaborated answer. So मैं आपका answer थोड़ा सा सुन रहा था तो I had a bit of difficulty in hearing about the agribusiness and agriculture. So Mr. Harvinder, I would like you to explain what is the basic difference between agribusiness and agriculture. Like, is it the same thing or it's completely different? One is a different field and the other one is a different field.
Thank you for the question, Alizar. The term agribusiness is portmanteau of agriculture and business, and it refers to the economic activities which are derived from or you can say or connected to farm production. Now, if you look at agribusiness as such, agribusiness is an exciting, challenging and dynamic discipline which is born with the belief that continuous innovation in the agriculture is the only way to sustain, to sustainably feed 10 billion people by 2050. Now, if you come into if you look within the agriculture industry, agribusiness refers to range of activities which might range from, from a farm to, fork, or from paddock to plate. And these range of activities might range from, production, processing, transportation, and distribution. So, in an essence, I would say agribusiness is the commercial side of agriculture.
All right. So it's not just the farming itself, but the whole scenario, like right after farming, how to make money out of the crops and how to the transportation and everything, or cost price को increase कैसे कर सकते हैं. It's all about that. Is it true?
Yes, that is true because, as I mentioned, there are a range of activities which are involved in agribusiness from, farm gate to fork. So it would include everything, from production of crop plants to the processing of crop plants. It would lead to transportation and then distribution. So everything which is involved in this. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So does it include the dairy sector as well? I mean, of course, dairy sector is a very profitable sector, and if you look into it in a wider prospect, does it include that one as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Agriculture is a very broad field, as I mentioned. It's a very broad field, and it would include livestock, it would include crops, it would also include poultry. So everything comes under agriculture.
All right. So there are various scenarios that are included, but well, perfectly fine. There's another question that I would like to ask with you, Mr. Harvinder. What can do after they study agribusinesses? I mean, what are the job opportunities? What are the advancement that he or she can have? What is the market of agribusiness?
Yeah, sure. Once a student successfully completes the qualification in agribusiness, let's say from Leaders Institute, the graduate will be equipped with knowledge, understanding, and skill that will make them market and business ready to work, from small to large businesses, or else they can have their own, own businesses too. They can work they can work in range of fields from production management to agribusiness finances. There are career opportunities which exist in this particular field. For example, they can work in the field of farm management, they can work in the field of agribusiness management, sales and marketing, banking and finance, consultancy, agriculture, and source economy. So there are various fields, there are various, I would say, it's a gray area, where there's a lot of career opportunities. Let me give you an example of a report which came in 2018. The report was from Deloitte, as all of us know. Deloitte is a part of Big Four, accounting organization, and it is a multinational professional service network. So Deloitte has identified agribusiness as one of the, fantastic five sectors, which is tipped to take over from mining as the key driver of growth within, Australian economy. So I'm talking about Australian as such. So if it is a part, if it has come under Fantastic Five, so what does it mean? It means a lot of jobs, right?
There
And
is something into it.
yeah, so there's a lot of jobs. So again, if there are, I'm giving a few examples so that we can develop a better understanding of that. There was a report from Australian farm dependent economy, which according to them, the agriculture supply chain powers 1.6 million jobs only in Australia. So you can see, there is a great scope as far as agriculture and agribusiness is concerned.
Honestly speaking, that is a huge number, and I would really like to know about more into the jobs. What sort of job opportunities are there? I mean, if I talk about finances, if I talk about accountants, if I talk about engineers, do these ones have to have any link with the agribusinesses? I mean, for example, if a student he gets pass out होता है एक institute में से, किस तरीके की job nature उसकी होगी? I mean, is it going to be exactly in the farms, or is it going to be in the management?
देखिए जैसे आपने कहा फार्म, अगर हम कहें कि स्टूडेंट एक फार्म मैनेजमेंट एक ब्रॉडर फील्ड फार्म मैनेजमेंट में जाना चाहता है, इन दैट केस ही वुड वर्क एज अ फार्म मैनेजर, he can work as an agribusiness consultant. Every bank, all over the world have a department dedicated to agribusiness, so he or she can work in that bank also. Students can also work as an agriculture accountant. But having said that, they need to have a basic foundation in agriculture or agribusiness. Even, they want to get into various, avenues.
Makes sense, Mr. Harminder. Thank you very much. और हम लोग Mr. राकेश से और questions का आगाज करेंगे, लेकिन एक short commercial break के बाद. So guys, please stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kasha Lovens, and I'm the Customer Service Manager here at American College.
My name is Chirag Rodrigo. I'm the Training and Development Officer at American College. American College is a registered training organization here in Australia.
We offer trade courses in automotive. For the automotive sector, you gain skills by enrolling in
Certificate 3 in Light Vehicle Mechanical Technology
Certificate 4 Automotive Mechanical Diagnosis
and Diploma of Automotive Technology. For more information, please call us on 33917599, or you can email us at admin@americancollege.edu.au.
We look forward to hearing from you soon.
American College, located in the heart of Woolloongabba, is a nationally accredited registered training organisation by the Australian Skills Quality Authority. Our motivations entail competency-based trainings, tapping vocational outcomes.
I think the education is real. It's really represent the vocational education sector in Australia. It's one-to-one feedback, and that sort of experience I haven't really felt anywhere else.
American College takes a client-centred approach as the welfare of our students takes an utmost precedence. Founded on the motto, empowering aspiring minds, every thought, every word and every effort of American College revolves around this dictum.
American College is the place to be, and I'm glad you have chosen American College as your institution of learning. Welcome.
Our national alliance with Alpha Crucis College and Australian Catholic University and the international alliance with Global Open University ensure that our aspiring graduates have seamless access to higher education programs in Australia and worldwide. American College is the place to learn varied vocations so that upon completion the student can immediately start earning, keep his or her head high, free from fear of financial insecurities, and participate in the society as a responsible and free citizen of the nation.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम ख़वातीन और हज़रात एंड वेलकम बैक। जैसा कि हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, हमारे पैनल में दो हमारे डॉक्टर्स मौजूद हैं जो कि लीडर्स इंस्टीट्यूट से बिलोंग करते हैं, डॉक्टर हरविंदर एंड डॉक्टर राकेश। प्रोग्राम से पहले ब्रेक से पहले हमने एक छोटा सा डिस्कशन किया था कि हाउ थिंग्स एक्चुअली वर्क इन एग्री बिजनेस एंड एग्री कल्चर, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंस बिटवीन देम, जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या हैं, और एक हल्का सा इंट्रोडक्शन लिया था हमने इस स्पेसिफिक डोमेन के बारे में। मिस्टर विवन, मिस्टर राकेश, मेरा आपसे दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हाउ एन इंडिविजुअल स्टूडेंट कैन एनरोल इनटू दीस कोर्सेज?
Well, it's quite easy to actually enroll in most of our courses now. Every offshore student has this dream and a vision of, I have to get in somewhere. But sometimes it's very difficult to see what they want. Now, our requirements are very simple, right? If you want to enroll into any one of our courses, especially in the Bachelor of Agribusiness at the moment, right, we expect you to have at least a minimum of 60% and above in your higher secondary, in your core subjects that you've studied. If you're looking at providing us with your test of English, then you could have tests such as IELTS. If you're looking at IELTS for an example, we require an overall score of 6.0 with no module less than 5.5 bands. If you're looking at TOEFL, you're looking at a score of 550, which is paper-based, with a score of 5 or better in your test of written English. And PTE, which is the most common these days given the current pandemic, you're looking at a minimum score of 50 with no module less than 42. Now, and that's all for offshore students, right? What happens if you're onshore and you go, I don't have the time and I can't go and then do a new English exam? But don't worry about it. If you've had previous qualifications that you've done, if you've done a diploma, a Cert 3, and you've completed that in Australia, you may be eligible to do it without an English test with us as well. Now, there are 3 intakes that we have. Every year we have an intake in March, we have one in July and one in October. And we follow a trimester system, but we're a very unique trimester system. Now, what does that mean? We have 2 mandated study periods. March and July are mandated. Any student and every student within the institute studies those 2. The October intake that we have is an optional intake. Now, if you're a commencing student, you can say, look, I don't feel like taking that load down, and take the 6-month break and come back again in March. If
6 break.
It's the best, isn't it?
That is amazing.
And if you're a new student and you go, I don't want to wait till March, don't worry. Come in October, study with us. You study October, you study March, you study July, and take another break again. Now, the design such is we don't want to put too much of a load on a student, nor do you want a student to feel like, you know what, it's so far apart, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, Leaders Institute's entire courses are based on ensuring that we can test you practically right throughout the program that you're in. Be it through leadership, where we tell you, submit an assessment. We'll also tell you to come up and do a presentation. And believe me, as a first-year student, you're going to look at it and go, I'm not sure that I can do this. And we don't mind that, because that's what you do. The idea is for you to make as many mistakes as you can inside the institute, because that's where the support is. And once you have that support, every year, every trimester, you're growing on strength. And that's why you love what you do and continue studying with us.
Honestly speaking, Dr. Rakesh, you literally sold me the course the time when you said that we have a 6 months break. So I wouldn't be going even a second more than that. That is just amazing, honestly. And that is so easy for an international student, considering the fact that the amount of social pressure he faces, the amount of economical pressure he faces, he gets to have enough time to spend on himself as well, rather than just studying all the time.
And that is so true, Ali, because this is important. Now, I came here as an international student as well, right? And you think life here is going to be easy. It's not. It's difficult. You're in a new country. And what you see in a movie, you think, wow, I'm going to walk in, everything's going to happen. It's not. Reality in the first 2 weeks is completely different. Now, you want to support students with this. Look, you've made the decision. Now, I was not as courageous as probably most of the students that we have at our institute. I came here when I was 25. A lot of good experience behind my head. You have kids at 18 willing to want to come. And that nascent age is the age you support and encourage them to make those decisions. These are bold, courageous decisions that they do, right? And the second concept that we also think of is, what do you do? In terms of money, financial pressures, yes, there is, right? Higher education is considered expensive. Why not? We have one of the most competitive fees that we have in the industry, right? We charge $55,500 over 3 years for a Bachelor of Agribusiness, right? That's 3-year program over 3 years, right? We're the only higher education provider which is private in Queensland that offers this course. You can compare with us with University of Queensland, and you're looking at a minimum of 100,000. Now,
Mr. Rakesh, let me correct you in this. It's not just 100,000. It is 100,000 and 20,000 on top, and then we have those 10% incentive that increase all the year, like throughout every year. So one semester you pay 14,000, and then another semester you pay 15,500. And unfortunately, this is an issue to be addressed. Usually, consultants do not tell you that there is always a 10 to 15% increment in the fees. And when a student finally he gets to have all the does all the job and everything, and finally gets all his finances under one roof, and when he gets to know, oh my God, there's another 10% increase, and that 10% is not just 100,000 to like $1,000, $2,000. It's five, six, $7,000 on top, which is and considering you guys paying charging 55,000 on 3 years basis, that's a good deal.
and it is, and like I said, when Leaders Institute formed, and there's a lot of credit down to our founder. Leaders Institute was formed to make leaders for the future. Now, you can't make leaders who cannot support themselves and think that courses are not affordable. Right? For a person to enjoy their course, you require 3 things. You require yourself to be motivated. Now, for you to be motivated, you need to ensure you're financially stable. And financially stable, you need to have an institute that supports that vision and dream. This is what we build. And and one of the other key elements is, what most people do is, I've come to Australia, I've started. Let's say you came in a Bachelor of Accounting program, which is $48,000 a year, right? And you go, I at no stage want to be an accountant. This is not what I want. I'm scared. Now, most universities, most providers will tell you, change your course, start from the beginning. We changed our structure. We have the first 4 units in our trimester as common units. As a student, you come and go, you know what, Vivian, I am not interested in becoming an accountant. I am scared. Don't worry. You want to do agribusiness, you feel you have a flair, we'll change you. No penalty. And you can...
I'm sorry for cutting you. I'm talking about the student getting afraid. How would you recommend, how would you state Australia's diversity when you're getting your self-educated and Leaders Institute? How would you sum it up?
Well, diversity is easy, that big word, and most people go, we have a diverse culture. Well, so do we, right? We get you to interact with people from various nationalities. This global reputation, you want a true international experience. Now, that can't happen if you had all the students from India and all the students from Pakistan. That's 2 countries, right? We have students from China. We have people from Bangladesh, from Bhutan, from Egypt, from Nepal, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Lebanon. And these are just a few to start with. With 2 years running into operations, we're already giving you more diversity. And why is this diversity important? Because Australia as a country has been formed on diverse opinions and diverse nationalities. We were a country that has been formed because people came in to migrate. Now,
honestly speaking, we can literally go on and on with this thing. And honestly speaking, there's no stop to the diversity. There's no stop to having a healthy conversation. I completely agree with you, Mr. Vivian. Mr. Harvinder, I would like to ask another question from you. That can you provide some sort of information about the faculty that you guys have? I mean, looking at you guys are the PhDs, you guys are the doctors. What sort of faculty do you guys have in these Leaders Institute?
Sure, Raza. See, if you look at our motto, the motto of Leaders Institute is be impactful. And one of the vision of our founder, Dr. Bernard Malik, is to transform Leaders Institute into an university in coming years. So, this aim can only be achieved, by exposing our students to high quality teaching and learning. So we have got a very capable and highly qualified staff. 95% of staff hold PhDs in their respective fields. They are very passionate, I would say, about developing and delivering innovative teaching, learning, and assessment methods. In addition to that, I would like to add here is they are pedagogically very strong to support students in in their learning, just not just not in the class activities, but also, outside the class boundaries.
Well, that's a very interesting thing. There's another question that I would like to ask you. I mean, a student who just got graduated from his university, like from his institute, for example, you have done his class 11 and 12. What are the pathways for him to get into this Bachelor of Agribusiness, or to just get into the Leaders Institute? Just make it short and precise.
Sure. We have. Let me take this opportunity to throw some light on entry pathways as well as on graduate pathways. If student has got let's say some experience, let's assume that if a student is coming after completing his or successfully completing his or her diploma, so he or she would be eligible for credit, which is also known as advanced standing, for previous completed studies, right? In addition to that, student who has just passed, let's say, grade 12. So we have got full entry requirement for that. I think Vivian has already touched upon that particular aspect. You know, and as far as graduate pathway is concerned, student can go on and gain employment into various agribusiness related, industries and organizations. They can work towards their master's program, MBA or master programs in agribusiness, or they can also join, graduate research community. So there are, in addition to that, again, let me emphasize on the fact, if let's say student enters Leaders Institute in year one, and somehow he or she feels, okay, now his interest is not in agribusiness or in accounting, but his or her interest is, let's say, in IT. So student can exit, Leaders Institute with an exit degree, which can be, diploma of business or diploma of commerce.
So either way it goes, you have options with you once you get into the Leaders Institute. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. Well, honestly speaking, talking about the main thing, talking about the bottom line, the immigration. What do you think? How can this course help an individual to get his or her immigration done? I mean, let's consider the fact PR is a very important aspect when you go for a field, when you invest so much money into a specific country. You of course you expect something to get in return as well. So how do you rate this immigration thing, considering the fact that if an individual gets into this agribusiness?
Oh, well, one of the most sought after question, I would say. See, I'll be very honest with you, though I'm not an migration expert. But yes, our research and our mapping of our curriculum, with the skilled occupation has a strong, it strongly supports a migration outcome for the students once student has completed, the bachelor's qualification at Leaders. So, there was a report from a Senate inquiry in 2012, where they reported, uh, agribusiness, as a sector is facing severe skill shortage at the moment. So this severe skill shortage is not restricted to Australia only. It is worldwide at the moment. It is worldwide at the moment, I would say. So yes, it is. I would say again, it is a great area, a very good qualification to enter, and after that, I'm sure students would fulfill their dreams as per Australia or any other foreign country is concerned. But again, you have to bring in a migration expert or migration lawyer to put or throw some light on.
परफेक्ट परफेक्ट मैं बस इस चीज के ऊपर आप लोग का एक छोटा सा टेक और चाहूंगा कि जैसे इफ यू लुक एट द एसओएल लिस्ट इफ यू लुक एट द स्किल ऑक्यूपाइंग ऑक्यूपेशन लिस्ट when Australia needs a specific skills out of a person और जब उन लोगों को चाहिए होता है कि एक specific skill को के domain को अगर हम लोग मद्देनजर रखें and like for example if there's a student he's an engineer he's an civil engineer There are times जहाँ पे सिविल इंजीनियर को पीआर नहीं मिल पाती लेकिन अगर उसके अंडर एक वेल्डर काम करता है तो he gets to have a PR So there's always a mismatch. There's always a sort of a balance that the immigration wants to have in every sector, which is why I believe that there are a lot of students who wants to be engineer. There are a lot of students who wants to be dentists, doctors, PhDs, and everyone, but no one wants to be a farmer. No one wants to get into the wet sector. So I guess create a balance. That's how they kind of sort things out. मुझे आपका इस पे भी take चाहिए, please.
देखिए जैसे अलीज़र साहब मैंने आपको पहले कहा कि एक नीश कोर्स है ये Vivian has also mentioned that this is a niche course and agribusiness as such agribusiness doesn't have any kind of a subsidiary under it. If you have done bachelor's of agribusiness, again, a migration lawyer would be more appropriate person to throw light on it. But if you have done a bachelor's of agribusiness, as I mentioned earlier, that we have also mapped our curriculum to the skilled occupation. So skilled occupation, let's say agriculture consultant, right? For agriculture consultant, he would be eligible for this particular skill occupation. So yes, there is a way.
All right, Mr. Vin, thank you very much. Mr. Vibin, आपको एक और question के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा तंग करूँगा. What are the benefits for a student to study into the Leaders Institute? Let's come to the borderline, please. इसके ऊपर थोड़ी सी रोशनी दें.
Thank you so much. I think that is the most critical question that any student wants. How I go there, and I think it's a very, very important question to address. Look, Leaders Institute is embodied in the concept of family, right? Whenever you join Leaders Institute, you're not another number in a large number of universities or providers that you are. We know you. You become part of our extended family. And what that means is we get to know you and you get the support you need personally to go and achieve your dreams. Now, all our dreams are different. And people from that you can come together at a common place. And there are pillars of support that you get from mentorship programs that we run between staff and students. You could have a new student being mentored by a staff. You could even have a senior student mentoring. And why do we do that? We do that to bring about the leadership qualities that each of us possess. It's that innate ability. In addition, we believe in an open door concept. Now, if you decided you wanted to go meet one of the directors, let's say you wanted to go meet Harvinder, we don't believe you need to take an appointment. We believe that you, as a person, are given that opportunity. So if you go through your study, the open door concept allows you to meet any program director, through the president, to your student support, to even coming to see me. And when you see us, you don't see us as people who sit in a position of higher power. You see us as family. And so you come to us and you talk to us,
It's more like coming towards the level.
Absolutely. You can come and tell me a simple thing of, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten today. Believe me, you would have food given to you, right? Now, we do this because we like building these individual support networks. And it's important. For any international student, an international support network is vital. And a student network shouldn't be just, oh, there's the staff. You want your students that have been with you, that have walked the journey, to walk and talk and help them through. Our goal is that if today somebody faced a problem, tomorrow another person shouldn't face that problem. We should be able to help them, guide them, walk them through that. Now, it's easy to say this, right? And how do we do this? How can we achieve this at Leaders? We do it through various. You have the option, and again, meeting and talking to international students is common within us, right? You meet people from accounting, the diploma courses, and the agribusiness courses. And each of them talk to each other, say, this is what I know, what do you know? And then they come to us. And if we don't have an answer, we'll get somebody in to talk and give you that answer. And there's no charge for it. Why? As a family, if we can't stick together, then it becomes an issue. Now, most importantly, what happens is, after the fact that you actually go back and have this individual support, you come back and go, how do I eat? Now, the biggest question people ask is financials. At Leaders Institute, starting trimester 2, we offer academic merit-based scholarship. It means that a student can get a discount up to 20% of their fee. just because they're meeting the academic needs that they have as
Um,
trimester.
that is a very good thing, especially for international students. Mr. Weeban, I'll get back to you. अभी एक time हुआ एक short commercial break का और हम इस break के बाद फौरन हाजिर होंगे कुछ और मजीद interesting questions लेके और एक इंशाल्लाह इसके साथ ही एक specific conclusion लेके. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kasha Lobens, and I'm the Customer Service Manager here at American College.
My name is Chirag Rodrigo. I'm the Training and Development Officer at American College. American College is a registered training organization here in Australia.
We offer trade courses in automotive. For the automotive sector, you gain skills by enrolling in
Certificate 3 in Light Vehicle Mechanical Technology
Certificate 4 Automotive Mechanical Diagnosis
and Diploma of Automotive Technology. For more information, please call us on 33917599 or you can email us at admin@americancollege.edu.au.
We look forward to hearing from you soon.
American College, located in the heart of Woolloongabba, is a nationally accredited registered training organisation by the Australian Skills Quality Authority. Our motivations entail competency-based trainings, tapping vocational outcomes.
I think the education is real. It's really represent the vocational education sector in Australia. It's one-to-one feedback, and that sort of experience I haven't really felt anywhere else.
American College takes a client-centred approach as the welfare of our students takes an utmost precedence. Founded on the motto, empowering aspiring minds, every thought, every word and every effort of American College revolves around this dictum.
American College is the place to be, and I'm glad you have chosen American College as your institution of learning. Welcome.
Our national alliance with Cruze College and Australian Catholic University and the international alliance with Global Open University ensure that our aspiring graduates have seamless access to higher education programs in Australia and worldwide. American College is the place to learn varied vocations so that upon completion the student can immediately start earning, keep his or her head high, free from fear of financial insecurities, and participate in the society as a responsible and free citizen of the nation.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम ख़वातीन और हज़रात, सवाल जवाब का सेशन वापस से स्टार्ट करेंगे. मिस्टर हरविंदर, सवाल मैं आपसे करना चाहूँगा कि how can a student gain an experience within the agribusiness sector, please?
Thank you for asking that question, Raza. The agribusiness bachelor programs at Leaders Institute is an innovative course, which is designed to mold student into savvy entrepreneurs, so that they can, contribute productively in the field of agriculture and food. In particular, the course we have imparts a strong critical and practical foundation. We have a very strong work integrated learning program, which is built into our course curriculum. In semester 5, or I must say in trimester 5, Leaders on its own expense, places all the students in different organization or agribusiness companies. Now, in addition to that, we also have an in-house agribusiness project unit where a student can work on a real-world problem which is sourced, from the industry. So, student will have, they do have, ample opportunities to integrate theory with practice in authentic, I would say, work setting. In addition, they can also develop networks for future, career development.
So, Mr. Harvinder, if we talk about work integrated learning, is it like the students actually learning in the farms?
No, it's not just farms. That is what we are trying to explain here. The agribusiness is not just getting your hands and boots dirty, right? So they would be working in a real organization. For example, organizations like Cadbury, Nestle, Monsanto seed companies. You have Bears. Pioneer Seeds. So there are many companies, seed, fertilizer, tractor companies where students would be placed, and so that they can, can get a hands-on experience in the real working
Like,
environment.
so as in like there are those internship programs as well in this sector, is it correct?
Yes, that is true. That is what I mentioned. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Harminder. Talking about the COVID scenario, Mr. Vivian. मैं ये जरूर आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा कि how does the Leader Institute deliver its courses to students? Is it the online study or is it the in-person study? What is it exactly?
I think COVID as a whole in pandemic has been very difficult, and it has changed perception and concepts as we do. We don't encourage face-to-face study at the moment for the simple reason it's considered safety and precautions as well. You're going by the advice of what the medical officers provide. Leaders Institute provides online study at the moment. However, most people ask you the question, how do I study? I'm offshore. You're 4 hours ahead. I'm not going to wake up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's hard. It is hard where we come from, right? It's okay. We record our lectures. Lectures are available for you to view at your pace, at your time, and to actually understand the concept. Oh, but I have a question. Don't worry. Email your lecturer. Your lecturers are available throughout for consultation. And if you don't have that, there's a support network group that you can go to your students and ask those questions, and they will get addressed. At Leaders, it's not about how difficult your study is. It's about how enjoyable your study is. We challenge you for what you are. We challenge to build out skills in you, because when you walk out of Leaders, you should be able to walk into a practical place and people should go, that's what we need. And that's what we aspire to provide.
There's always need of a punch, and once you get the punch, I believe that an individual should be ambitious towards it. First, when he gets a chance, I guess this is the right time to just put the pedal on the brake. I mean, put the feet on the pedal and just drive your car to the careers where you wanted to pursue. तो इसी प्यार मोहब्बत के साथ थैंक यू सो वेरी मच मिस्टर हनविन एंड थैंक यू सो वेरी मच डॉक्टर वीवन. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने टाइम निकाला हमारे साथ स्टूडेंट कॉर्नर विद अलीजर में, और इंशाल्लाह अगले प्रोग्राम में हाजिर होंगे एक नया टॉपिक के साथ, एक नए जस्तजू के साथ. मीनवाइल अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. फी अमान अल्लाह.